This is Rick, and right now, he's stepping out of his habitat on Mars, completely bare-chested. It's a rare day. The air has warmed up to 10 degrees Celsius, like spring on Earth, but for Mars, that's downright scorching, where nighttime temperatures can drop to -70. Within a second, the air rushes out of his lungs. The pressure on Mars is less than 1% of Earth's, making it practically impossible to breathe. Even if he tries to inhale, there's not enough oxygen, and the local air consists mostly of carbon dioxide. Rick takes a step and feels his legs lighten. The gravity on Mars is 3 times weaker than Earth's. Rick even forgets about the air shortage for a moment, rejoicing like a child and jumping 3 meters into the air. A cloud of red dust rises beneath his feet. Martian soil is made up of tiny particles and salts that are dangerous to humans. The dust sticks to your skin and lips, and if you inhale it, it will burn your lungs. It even looks like rusty ash. Rick's mouth feels dry, as if he swallowed sand. At this pressure, saliva evaporates on its own, even without the cold. The tears in his eyes disappear almost as soon as they appear. It's not overheating, but rather the boiling of moisture at any temperature. He doesn't feel cold in the sun yet, but step into the shade and the frost burns his skin. The thin atmosphere doesn't retain heat, so the temperature fluctuations are enormous. Here, a minute in the light seems bearable, but a step to the side and you're in a freezer. The veins in his eyes fill with blood. Low blood pressure causes them to burst, turning the whites of his eyes red. Rick's vision becomes cloudy, as if he were looking through a red glass. This is a signal to his body. Resources are running low. Oxygen is nearly depleted, but all around is beauty. The Martian sky is not black like in space, but pinkish yellow. A thin haze veils the horizon, and everything seems alive, like on Earth, even though the air is unbreathable. Rick coughs, and his lungs empty even faster. His skin feels not only the cold, but also sunburn. The atmosphere is too thin to block ultraviolet radiation. Within seconds, his face begins to flush, as if Rick had spent a week on the beach without sunscreen. Mars burns with light, even in the cold. Rick looks up, and Phobos is moving quickly directly above him. It is the local moon, which orbits Mars in just 7 hours, and its passage is visible to the naked eye. The second moon, called Deimos, is barely noticeable at all, like a bright star. In the distance, Olympus Mons rises, 21,000 meters, 3 times taller than Everest, and the largest volcano in the solar system. But there's no time to admire it. Rick's vision is blurring, and his muscles are weakening. His body is on the verge of shutting down. A dust storm is visibly swirling on the horizon. These Martian vortices can last for months and cover entire continents. It's far away now, but its appearance underscores the fact that Mars is alive. Rick falls to his knees, but the fall is slow, almost smooth, as if in slow motion. Martian gravity softens every movement, but it doesn't help his lungs or heart, which are already struggling in their final seconds. Only 15 seconds have passed. Oxygen stops flowing to his brain, and Rick loses consciousness. His body is still alive, but his brain is plunging into darkness. His body continues to deteriorate. Microcracks appear in his skin, blood bubbles in his capillaries, and breathing is no longer possible. Mars is slowly killing him, even though everything around him looks almost familiar. Rocks, sky, and sand. At that moment, Rick's colleagues in spacesuits run out of the airlock. They have less than a minute to get him back inside. In low pressure, every second counts, and now they are literally racing with death. Rick is dragged into the airlock. The automatic oxygen supply turns on, and the pressure begins to equalize. At first, nothing happens, and he is motionless. But then his chest begins a slight upward movement. A sharp cough comes out, and blood and foam come out along with the air. His lungs fill with oxygen again, but the damage remains. His body slowly returns to life, and all the while he trembles, as if squeezed dry. Rick opens his eyes and realizes he won't be walking around Mars without a spacesuit again, no matter how beautiful it looks from the window. Subscribe if you agree. Bye!